Alright, first up we have Web Gems taking on Phoenix Fire. Jamie's coming into this as the number 1 seed. Adam's coming into this as the number 4 seed. Adam's seed is so low that he actually still has some of it on his face. The points leader's never won in D-League, so Jamie does not have history on his side. He's taking on a team this year that has been held together by popsicle sticks and glue. But Adam failed his way into the playoff race to have a shot at Jamie in the first round. What bodes well for Adam is that his team is healthy right now, and New Orleans looks to be the toughest defense on the schedule for this weekend for him. We've already seen Bo and Vernon Davis do absolutely nothing to help either man. But if you buy into Yahoo predictions, Adam's probably going to lose by a lot here. As far as quarterbacks go, Peyton Manning has a history of beating Jacksonville's legs. I imagine this weekend's going to be pretty similar. But on the road, he should still be able to keep within striking range of Peyton Manning. At wide receiver, Jamie's probably going to outpace Adam. Jamie does have some of the best running backs in the entire league, but they haven't been very consistent in performing. Adam's got 2 guys who are fairly consistent going up against 2 mediocre teams. Adam also gets the nod at tight end because if Witten can't beat .40 points, he should just shoot himself in the head. Jamie does have the advantage in special teams, partly due to Adam trading him the best kicker in fantasy football, which could come back this weekend to kick him in the ass. Right now I'm going with Jamie to beat the least deserving team in the playoffs and move on to the next round. And that doesn't mean he's going to win the whole thing, but I do think he gets past Adam. Alright, next up we have Golden Toes taking on Mavericks. Colin's coming in at the number 2 seed, Dan's coming in as the number 3 seed. If you would have told me back in week 2 that Dan and Colin would be squaring off in the playoff race, I would have told you to go fuck yourself. But here we are. It'll be a little bit like the 49ers taking on the Arizona Cardinals on Monday Night Football in week 12. Dave will be watching this one from the sidelines, as this is the first playoff he's missed in a long time. Colin's caught fire in the last half of this season due to his boomer bust trades. If he wins it all, we probably won't remember how he crippled his future to get where he is today. But in this league, all that matters is winning a championship, having your name etched on that trophy, and having 365 days of bragging rights. Isn't that right, 2009 championship bobblehead? Now for Colin, this game is where depth is now going to start becoming an issue for him. Harvin does look like he's going to play this weekend, but who the fuck is going to throw him the football? Jackson has a hobbled foot, but it looks like he's going to play through it this weekend. But Colin has no choice but to start him anyway. Dan's bringing Brett back into the lineup, hoping he can get what he needs out of him. Dan should hold strong at the wide receiver position to help make up for getting decimated by Vic at the quarterback position this weekend. Out of the running backs, I like Hillis the best out of everybody in this position for this matchup. Stewart's also getting more touches, so he could make the most of his opportunity against a pathetic Arizona team. All in all, Dan should be able to topple Colin in the running back area, providing Run DMC doesn't go off this weekend. At tight end, if Winslow's a go, he's definitely got the edge. And I also like Mav's special team situation. Now, historically, it doesn't bode well for me to pick against Colin, but I really do feel like Dan has more thunder this weekend. Now, we all know what Vic and Jackson can do, and if they decide to go off against the Giants, it'll be all over for Dan. But I think Dan weathers the storm. Alright, next up we have KC Reunited taking on Mind Grapes. Sean's coming into this at the 5 seed, I'm coming into this as the 8 seed. It's been a rough couple of weeks for Sean, and it's really not looking to get any better. Usually I don't base my predictions on the Thursday night game, but Sean took it from both ends from Rivers and Vincent Jackson this week. And if Jackson would have got his second foot down for that 4th touchdown, it would have been even worse. I'm not going to spend too much time breaking this one down because unfortunately it's going to be over pretty quick. We all know he has it in him to do so he could be okay. Colston gets a tough D against Baltimore, and Austin's no lock for points when Kitten is throwing the ball. If Owens plays, he could actually give Sean what he needs to get some breath back into this thing, along with maybe a little bit of help from Stevie Johnson or Braylon. I do feel like I'm actually in good shape at running back. McCoy's been a producer this year, and Moreno's looking to destroy Oakland if they don't get McLean back in there. At tight end, sadly, I do have an edge here, which is pretty pathetic. And I probably do at special teams as well. Between that and the 58-point head start, I gotta imagine that Sean's on his way to Low Pick City. Alright, next up we have Christ Punchers taking on Rainbow Warriors. Travis is coming in this as the number 6 seed. Dave's coming into this as the number 7 seed. Not bitter rivals, just bitter players. We have 2 guys here who had playoff hopes ripped out of their hands last week. Both were only a win away. In this matchup, the winner's going to battle for the 3rd or the 4th pick, and the loser's going to go on to hate himself more. At quarterback, he's still got to go with Breeze, even though he's going up against Baltimore. But at wide receiver is where it starts to get ugly. Dave's got a group of guys that if they hit, they can rack up a ton of points. Draft probably can't keep pace at the wide receiver position, but Wallace and Knox are both threats for sure. At running back, it's pretty much a big turd fest. This week, Dave's going with Law, Firm, and Turner, And Trav's going to wheel out Thomas Jones and Ronnie Brown, both timeshare backs playing second fiddle at times. As sad as it is, if I had to pick one here, I'd actually probably lean towards Travis, but it wouldn't be by much. Tight end, it doesn't get much better. I'd say Pettigrew probably has the better chance of scoring some points, though. At special teams, we have two of the league's strongest squads going up against each other. I'd say actually it's probably a draw here. Bubba Clubba already put up 8 points to give Dave just a little bit of a lead over Travis. In the end, I see Dave moving on to the next round here. Here we have Team Disenchantment taking on Sunday. Welcome to Shitsville. Population 2. Between the two of them, they have 7 wins total. But luckily for James, this is the week that he gets to start winning again. At quarterback, we have Jason Campbell taking on David Garrard. That would be a terrible contest, even in real life. Unfortunately, Garrard probably has the edge because he's battling for job security, so he's going to take every 1-yard touchdown he can steal. In an effort to show why these two teams are in last place, Nate decided to start Malcolm Floyd at the wide receiver position, who watched the game on the sideline, injured, with Antonio Gates. So that's pretty much a hot 0 for Nate. So now it's down to Brandon Lloyd and Hines Ward, taking on Welker, Rice, and Ocho Stinko. If James can't combine to beat those two, he's in serious trouble. At running back, we have Tolbert Willie and LT taking on Fred Jackson and Westbrook. Tolbert has already scored 10 points, and Westbrook's already scored 9, so it's pretty much down to LT versus Fred Jackson in a real nail-biter. At tight end, we have the old Kansas City tight end taking on the new Kansas City tight end. My money is always on the old Kansas City tight end. I honestly don't even care enough to go look at special teams here. Now that James is allowed to win again, I'm actually going to pick him here. The only thing that makes this matchup worse is that, like Groundhog Day, next week they're going to get up and do it all over again.
Wrap that shit up, B.
Well, boys, that's going to wrap it up. Next week I'll probably do a quick one just to update everybody on how the playoff race is going. Hope things work out for you guys in the games. To the boys in the playoffs, good luck. Bring home the trophy. Before I let you guys go, I did have one more thing that I wanted to do. I decided to go through the footage that wasn't used for the past weeklies and put together a little blooper reel, if you will, of some of the things that didn't make it in. It's more for the people who have known me for a long time, but hopefully you find it funny either way. Actually, I might cut that part out. Just ridiculous. How the hell do I not get a sunburn on the inside of my mouth with that thing just hanging open like that? God damn it. Let's take a look up now. Travis came up 1 point short whenever... Why the fuck can't I get past that? Fuck it. I'm going with it. Every week, Jamie has the... God damn it. I honestly have no fucking idea what I was doing there. I don't know. Boy, did you see me go at that thing like a dog? Just ridiculous. Alright, well that's it for us. I hope you enjoyed.